Alright, you beautiful people, Kenshi here, bringing you episode 4 of Rise of the Holy Nation Iron Man playthrough. To start this episode off, what we are going to be doing is putting in a bunch of storage. This means that when I go to the shops and I buy stuff, my guys will automatically put it to where it needs to be. The other side is we're also going to be able to set up automatic animal foraging. There are plenty of river raptors and mules around, so when they get killed by the guards, which they will, our guys will automatically go up and take the meat and the animal hides off them, so we won't need to micro and look around for them. So this should give us a decent enough supply of food and animal skins, because we've only got a small party so far, so they won't need a massive amount of food. So just local wildlife at the moment should be able to keep us going. That is only going to be a temporary fix, and we will be looking at moving out of the town pretty soon. I reckon within the next episode or two we're going to need to start looking to making our own base. At the moment this is good enough for us, we just need to get a few things together before we move out. But as you can see, the guards definitely like killing off the local wildlife, which for us is super good. We're also going to be able to make quite a lot of money off it, but like I said, this will only be a temporary fix until we can get our own base going. Thankfully at the moment there are quite a few river raptors around, so the guards have killed them off, and we are going to be able to start getting a decent amount of food from it. We did need to put in some more storage for fabric and hemp, because we are going to need to buy a lot of fabric up so we can start producing some cloth armors, and the hemp we are going to need because we are going to start to plant that when we have a chance, so we can use the hemp to make our own fabric, so we won't have to rely on the shops. And also cotton is super inefficient, and hemp seems to grow just about everywhere. I've never built a base and not been able to grow hemp. We'll get this extra shack because I am thinking that once we have batteries we can turn this into a battery shed, so a little like power station for us. This is going to keep the town running because we are going to be using a fair amount of power, not a crazy amount but a decent amount nonetheless, and the town supply is not going to be enough for us. So we can get that sorted now. That means when we need it, it is going to be in place. And we are going to need a lot of electrical components, and the Holy Nation doesn't stock many of them. So we're going to need to start sooner rather than later if we want to get this going. The batteries are going to be pretty useless without extra power in the town, because the town really isn't producing much. So we're going to put 3 small wind generators onto the roof, which should be able to supply us with enough power for what we need. We don't need a crazy amount of power because we're not putting lots in. We're putting in a cloth armor station, leather tanning station, leather armor station, and a weaponsmith. They should be able to supply us with the basic needs of what we're going to need for the moment. Talking about needs, I will need to start looking into getting backpacks for the guys. So I'm thinking about getting a primitive scavenger's basket, or actually I'm going to get the small standard backpack. I'm going to give that to Gnu because I've got him hauling the iron ore at the moment. With him hauling this iron ore, we're going to be able to sell it, so we're going to be able to get a bit of an income, and also just from the distance he's running and what he's carrying, this will increase his athletics and strength, and therefore make him a better fighter whilst we're still making some money off it. I would prefer to be mining copper, but I can't seem to find any, so this iron ore will do for the moment. It's not going to make us much, but it's going to make us a decent amount, and we have found a new recruit in the bar. He says that he is a scientist, which could be quite useful. This means I can move Ariana off the science and just make her focus on the cooking, and then have this guy on the research. We're going to change his name across to Cross-Eye after a sub-recommended name. And welcome to the party, Cross-Eye. We're going to carry on looking for more recruits. Couldn't really find any in the other bar, so we're going to move into here, and it looks like, yeah, we got one in the top right of the bar. She doesn't have any like background or story, she's just a standard recruit for 3,000. Soon as we do have a little bit of production about to start, going to call her Levy, which is just going to mean I can know that she is a smith, and instead of calling her Leather, I might as well call her Levy. To me that makes sense. Nothing fancy in the way of stats, but at 3,000 cats, it's kind of what I was expecting. We'll go and sort out Cross-Eye's equipment, so we're going to give him the huge cleaver. I'm going to take his Wazawaki, and then he can have the lower quality one, because I'm not expecting him to do a massive amount of fighting at the moment, but carrying around that huge cleaver is going to meaning that his stats are going to go up fairly quickly, which should be pretty good. We'll get some more research done. We're going to be trying to focus down the batteries at the moment, because when we can get those going, we won't need to worry about power outages, and with that we don't need to worry about the quality of our equipment dropping. We will start production of martial arts bindings. Not that we want to use them or wear them as armor, but they take a long time to make and cost very little in the way of fabrics. So this means my guys are going to be able to get more training from making them, and through that training they're going to be able to get higher skills. So when we go to produce equipment that we actually need, they're going to be of a better quality. And the Guild of Surgeons has shown back up again, and they're in a bit of a beef with the Holy Nation. So anyone that is now not in armor or doesn't have a weapon, if we just shadow these guys, wait until they get knocked down, and then we're going to be able to loot them. So we should be able to get some pretty decent kit together, I reckon. Nothing exceptional, a Naginata, everything standard grade as well. So that's mercenary plate, samurai cloth pants, and leather shirts. But that is going to be decent for us. Also means we keep an eye out, we're going to find some more of them to loot. Looks like another Czech raiding party has shown up as well. So I will get Peter the Hermit to go around and try to get some of their equipment, because last time we got some very good kit from them. So if we can get on and steal their weapons, this is going to be pretty ideal. I will need to drop the armor off, or I am going to run out of space. But at the moment, let's just keep an eye out. It looks like the Guild of Surgeons must have gotten the fight outside of the town. So they have been arrested and brought into the police station, which for us means that we can help ourselves to their kit, which is pretty nice. So most of our guys will be equipped up. We won't be able to get weapons off them because the weapons will be in storage, and to me that would be stealing. But taking it off them in the prison cells is fine in my mind. So we have got some like chainmail shirts, medium mercenary plate, cloth pants. The boots I'm not too fussed about because I'm going to have my guys wear sandals. This will give them extra speed, and I found a pair of sandals that gives them attack speed bonus as well, whereas the normal boots just mess up your dexterity and the protection isn't really needed. And I usually prefer higher stats over higher armor protection, because the better your stats, the less you need to rely on your armor anyway. So that is how I would like to do it. We are going to help ourselves do everything that we can. This is going to sell for a decent amount, and also anyone else that we get, we can always pass it off to them. We'll need to get Swampy Dog geared up. I kind of forgot about him needing some armor, so we're going to put him into the standard kit that we've got, and then we're also going to give him the huge cleaver. Going to give that to him because it is going to help train up his strength. Seeing as we are getting some armor production going, we're going to need to get some armor storage. We're just going to put it on a part of the roof that we're not going to use, and hopefully this won't mess up the pathing. I am worried about putting too much into that building, because if the pathing goes funky like it did in the last series, we are going to be in a bit of a difficult situation. But there are plenty of sheds about, so I would be able to get one of them, worst case scenario. We are going to go sell off a bunch of the kit that we have, because I want to get some more money, because I have a plan, and also I want to recruit a few more people. But it looks like we've gone through most of the inventories, so we are pretty good. And right away we have found another recruit. We have Janet. She's got her family killing by bandits backstory and wants to go out on revenge. So what we're going to do is, we're not going to make her a fighter, we are going to make her our weaponsmith, because we are going to need one of them. If we can get her started pretty soon, so hopefully by the time we have some decent schematics, she should be able to build something decent for us. In hindsight, probably shouldn't have sold off the armor, so I could have given it to her. But yet again, my level of planning is not great. We'll have a little look around, see if anyone's got anything that they can give her, but it is not looking like it. We have Janet assigned to our weaponsmith, and we got a couple choices, but I'm thinking what we'll go with is the combat cleavers for now. We have Gnu selling off another batch of the iron ore. The issue we're running into is this town doesn't have enough iron plates for us. So my plan is, I'm going to take Gnu and Peter the Hermit, and we're going to head down to one of the holy mines, and hopefully down at the holy mines we hopefully should be able to buy iron plates from them. And if we can do that, that is going to proper help us out. Kind of hoping it'll be like in the United Cities, when you go to the slave stations, whatever they're producing, you can buy on the cheap. If the Holy Nation does that, we are going to be in a pretty good situation, because they normally stock quite a lot of things as well. So we should be able to get 50 plus iron plates a go, and maybe 50 plus building materials. But I'm not sure if the Holy Nation does it, so we're going to need to go down and find out. Just along here is a pretty decent place for a little outpost. It wouldn't be our main base, but it is in a nice area, good fertility, plenty of iron ore, plenty of stone, plenty of water. So if we set up a little outpost here, what we could do is we could use this to then be able to build our other outpost a little bit quicker, because where I want to build it, it is in a very easily defended place, but it doesn't have access to many resources. We've just arrived at the Holy Mine, so we're going to have a little look round, see if we can buy the resources here, which would be pretty smart, because we are going to need them. So let's hope they got the options like the United Cities where we can buy resources. So we'll just go in and have a little talk, but it doesn't look like they have a option for it. We can sell slaves and heretics to them, which is pretty good. We asked about slavery and it is looking like they do not like slavery, which I find a little hypocritical, but what they're saying is they're enlightening and helping people and helping the non-believers. That is their justification for it. But details, we're not one to judge, we will profit off it anyway. So another way to make money, we can always just sell slaves to these places. I do remember seeing traders in this area, so what we will do is we will wait until the morning. Once morning comes around, we'll see if we can find a trader. Hopefully we can buy the iron plates and building materials from them. If not, we'll carry on to stack and then back to Bad Teeth and then back to the base with the extra resources. It's not looking like there are any traders around, which is unfortunate, so what we are going to do is we are going to start moving on to the next base. We do have the Holy Nation fighting some wild mules, so we are going to go get involved. This is going to be good training, and I could do with the meat and the animal skins. Seems like there's only a couple of them, which isn't going to be a massive issue. My guys are super weak at the moment, so anything they can hit is going to be pretty ideal training. We did have a scrap with some alpha balls in the night, but that wasn't super interesting. All that was the Holy Nation just surrounded them and hit them until they went down. We really didn't get many hits off in that, but not a massive issue. Still got a little bit of training and got some meat and some horns from it, which is nice. We're just going to go loot these mules and then we are going to make it our way towards stat. Or not. We got a pack of mules chasing us down, so we're going to go fight them. This should be decent training for us. Peter has terrible dexterity, so the plank, when he can actually swing it, does a crazy amount of damage for this part of the game. So he does like 80 damage a hit, whereas dexterity is so low it takes him ages to swing and he can hardly get any attacks off. So what I think I might need to do is give him a saber or a longsword so we can work on that dexterity. We are going to kite back to the gate guards because we cannot win this fight. So thank you in the comment section below for reminding me about this strategy, because I had completely forgot. Hopefully the Holy Nation won't get wiped out because they are pretty beaten up from the last fight, but at least our guys will have a chance of fighting them off from here. I'm not expecting miracles in this fight. We are definitely going to go down, but the amount of meat we're going to be able to get from this is going to be super good. Each mule drops 12 meat and 4 skins, so that will keep our guys fed for a while, and we should be able to make a few suits of leather armor out of that, which will be very useful for us. Worst case scenario, we can sell it. If not, we can use it. The Holy Nation doesn't seem to be faring much better than us. There aren't many of them left standing, and most of the mules are still up in the fight as well. So anyone that's going to get back up now is just going to get pretty much ganked by all the local wildlife. So yeah, this is a good situation for us. Unfortunately, I do need to bring the episode to an end here, otherwise it will not be uploaded in time for today. So thank you very much for watching episode 4 of Rise of the Holy Nation. I have been Konzi. All your likes, comments, subs have been amazing. You guys are awesome, and I'll catch you on the next one.